Hey bro, how's it?
I'm alright, and you?
I'm good. So Happy's using his wife's account.
I'm sure people
He's using
have
his
looked
wife's
at the
account. So
picture
that's why I was
and
so that's why I couldn't see what's going on. But if you can tell the guys how we met up this week, maybe just tell the story, man. This
no,
was
you
such a
tell the
funny
story.
story.
Yeah.
Just tell the story, bro. So
No,
funny.
man, you tell it. I think it will sound much better coming from you.
No ways, bro. Like this is crazy. But anyway, guys, Happy is here. He's using his wife's account. So guys, literally this Saturday. I'm at my cousin's daughter's party. They had like a combined party out there in Blue Valley there. So I'm just chilling, just talking with the guys, and then he comes to where we are talking, and like then he's like, keep on talking. He's like, keep on talking. I'm like, okay. It's like literally I'm here. So you are sitting like across the table there. It's like literally I'm hearing your voice and I'm getting triggered, man. I'm like, I know this person. Then he comes through. Then he starts. He's like, "No, man, you're on TikTok. I've been joining your lives. I've been joining your lives. You guys have been talking about Bolt, Uber, franchising, and all these things. It's absolutely crazy." But we had actually met before or not met, but in the same place at my cousin's wedding, because you guys are friends, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So yeah, it was the wedding out there. What's that place there out there in what's
Milders,
that area with
Milders Drift side.
Milder's Drift, right? That's where
Yeah,
the
yeah.
nice wedding venues are. So yeah, man, no, it was cool, man. I was like, what? I was like, sure, I really need to behave when I'm in public, man. I'm like, yo, man, now I have to
No,
behave.
no, but I think
I
for
was-
me it was just the surprise of like I was sitting there minding my own business and I'm hearing this voice and I'm like, there's a voice that I'm hearing. I've heard this voice before, but I thought maybe it's just me and yeah, you know. And you started laughing and I'm like, no, 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 no. This laugh is triggering, you know. And yeah, man, I thought, no, man, let me just find out. I think I know this guy, but I just can't put a finger to it. Where do I know you from? So
Mm.
yeah, no, small world, small world.
No,
And and
absolutely
and
crazy,
and to
guys.
think that I only bumped into your lives on Monday,
Mm.
and it caught my eye, and I was like, okay, let me just follow up. Went onto the WhatsApp group thing, and the next day I listened again. So for me, it was such a one of those things that wow, it's such a small world, but it's funny how you can just meet with people online and automatically the next day you meet them personally, and
Wow.
yeah, no, it was great meeting you, man.
No, cool stuff. Likewise, man. Guys on TikTok. That's the thing with TikTok, man. We're meeting like serious people on TikTok, right? I used to think it was like for dancing, dancing videos. But it's interesting, man. We're meeting, awesome entrepreneurs out here, awesome people, good people out here on TikTok, and man, it's very exciting. It's very exciting. But anyway, man, celebrate it. But I now really need to behave in public, man. I have to behave. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Because now it'd be like this guy, he was shouting at people, shouting at the waiters. I can't believe it. He's like,
Yeah,
check
no,
this
you
guy's
need
on
to
TikTok.
you need to watch yourself. You need to watch yourself.
Nah, it's cool, bro. No, it's cool, happy man. Cool stuff, man. So, just for the purposes of the guys, what sort of like what sort of business do you do? Like, what's your business name? What do you guys do? And yeah, we can just take it from there. So just the purpose of this really for this the topic for today, I think it's really how to start, right? So we just want to hear your story. That's part of what we do here. Entrepreneurs come, they share their story at times in terms of how they got started, lessons learned, and the likes, in their sort of journey in entrepreneurship, why they are doing it, and the likes. I think we can just start from introducing yourself and what it is you do and your company.
Okay. Morning to all the, I don't know, should I say viewers or
The
listeners?
listeners, I don't know. It's just a combined. TikTok is weird.
Yeah. Guys, my name is, I prefer being called Ntweng. Happy is my
Insane.
second name. Mashabela is my surname. I'm the co-founder of Chem Architecture. So Chem Architecture was started in 2017, and I started it while I was still working for someone. So the initial starting of Chem Architecture was more of an online based company, you know. And obviously it was a side hustle, so I couldn't really just be on prominent spaces while I'm still working for this company. Um, so we focus more on obviously residential and in multifunctional spaces, warehousing, and yeah, anything that you can really put your mind to it. We open to the challenge. Like I said, we focused more on okay, how can we penetrate the industry, but still having a much low overheads, you know. So being online was a much more appropriate way of approaching it. And I think what created an advantage for me was that most people always thought of architecture as a more of a contact. Even when you look at studying, you know, they really force you to become a contact student than an online. You rarely find them being online. And the advantage that for me helped me was that a year before that, I had just finished my qualification on an online BTech sort of studies that was initially sort of like a test, you know, to see whether architecture actually work online. And from there, I looked at the systems that they used. You know, we've got now systems like Zoom and all those things, you know, so that you can have those contacts. But I mean, from that, I realized maybe I can actually, you know, have a company that can run online and pursue that. So we started in 2017. Believe you me, that whole 2017, we didn't make a cent. No
Wow.
clients, nothing. It was just a
Yo.
name, registered, and all those things. And we moved into 2018, and we started with small projects that you know kept going. And as you know, we progressed. Some of the things that we battled with was your skeptical people who would say, "Where are your offices? You know, I need to come in and do one, two, three, you know." And we would try and be more flexible to say, we can meet on site, we can meet with where you are, because we realize that we usually people want to say, come to our offices, but people are actually at work during the day, you know. So for a client to come to your office to come and discuss this, it's actually time, and they need to probably take some time off from work to come and discuss whatever that they want to discuss with you. So those were some of the things that sort of we wanted to alleviate from clients and find ourselves in a position where there is a bit of flexibility, Zoom, or just being able to work after hours, you know. So those were the challenges that we started meeting, where people wanted location and all those things. Fast forward, obviously, to COVID 19, and I think that was the best time, because then people realized that you don't need to have an address. Actually, you do have an address, because to register a company, there is an address, but you don't need to have a physical office, you know. And that sort of pushed us where in a year, well, in 2018, we did probably 2 projects to 3 projects. And when COVID hit, I mean, we pushed to 7 projects in a year. So people were literally coming in. COVID-19 lockdown was the best time for the company in terms of client-wise and just making the money. And I think that's when people realize that you actually don't need to have an office. You just need to be flexible and utilize what you have around you in order to push push the success.
Wow, man. Hey, that's amazing. That's amazing. And I'm seeing like you guys are also like on Instagram. So we are waiting to have you guys on TikTok.
Yeah, yeah. I will speak to my wife. No, no. I will have to look and see whether I can get my own what do you call it, profile.
No, you can get it.
Yeah,
No, you
yeah.
can get it. You can get it. Hey, just shout out here to Nom Tandas. So Nom Tandas here on this Life O Academy. I see you guys are like on 22,000 followers here on TikTok. Shout out to you, sis. I mean, these guys they do robotics, teach robotics in schools. And I was just checking, like you guys are on 22K followers already. Man, that's massive. That's massive. Shout out to you, Nom Tandas. But I'm seeing like so businesses can thrive on TikTok, right? Businesses can definitely thrive on TikTok, and I'm encouraging all you guys to just push your businesses on TikTok as well. But I'm seeing you guys are here on you're on 1.8, so I don't know what that 22 was. Oh, sorry about that then. Sorry about that. Hey, I was like surprised, but 1.8 thousand is good as well. So shout out to you. I mean, you guys just started recently, so that's fantastic. So Kama Architect, I'm seeing you guys can check them out. I don't know if it's coming out anyway, but if you can see it properly. But I'm seeing you are out here on Instagram, Kama Architecture. That's like, oh, Cam. Is it Cam?
Yes, it's
Cam,
Cam.
right?
Yes,
So it's
it's Cam.
KAM
Architecture.
Architecture,
Yes,
right? And
yes,
I'm seeing like you guys do a lot of stuff here. I'm seeing like fuel stations. Like this is like a fuel station, right?
yeah, yeah.
Service station. I'm seeing houses out here, right? Man, this is massive stuff. So definitely from that 2017 zero sales, what was going on? I see you got like a salon here, so you do salons like design them
Yes,
for
yes, yes,
people.
yes. Yeah.
Wow. So from 2017 up until here, like how did you deal with that? What was going on when like, there was like no cent, zero cents,
So,
2017? What
so,
was
so
happening?
I think one of the things is that when you start, we tend to put too much pressure on ourselves to
Mm,
to want to get in the business, the money, and all those things, but we had to now focus on the marketing side of things and really get ourselves out there. So one of the things that I used to do for my office that I worked for was that I used to do their Facebook marketing side of things as well. So I think one of the things that I explained to you was my idea was to utilize everything that I've learned. So I've always taught myself to become a sponge wherever I am, to sort of like there's this thing of saying you're never too old to learn, and I always say to myself, you don't know it all. There's someone who's
mm,
done it either better than you, or they've done it in the way that you're going to do and failed. So you need to learn from those things and those mistakes. And that was one of the things that I learned, to say there's actually social media marketing, and there is, you can actually get yourself out there. So that's how we got ourselves out there, through social media and opening the account. So we've got a Facebook account, we've got a Twitter account, and what do you call it, Instagram, and then
mm-hmm.
eventually we did a website, of which, to be honest, the website, there's much less traction in comparison to the social media side of things.
Wow.
And yeah, so that's what we did. I started doing that, and posting and boosting, the information that we would have in order to get clientele. And one also just making sure that your clients are happy, going over and above was one of the things that I wanted to create a relationship with my clients, not just a transaction of you give me money, I give you drawings, and then we done. It was a matter of, okay, how do I create a space where you're willing to come back for our services. And the only way that I could create that was creating relationships with my clients that can say, okay, here are the drawings, but I can walk you through the journey of even constructing this house and getting it completed and eventually moving in. Because for me, the drawings don't really matter. What matters is the house when it's standing and somebody driving past and saying, wow, that's amazing. Because then that is marketing for me. That the end product is what I work for.
Wow.
So we emphasize and try by all means that anything that goes out of the office is good, but we also do follow-ups to make sure that our clients actually realize what they set, and because we produce 3Ds as well. So our 3D views must literally complement the house that is standing there when it's completed. So that's what we did, and
Wow, man.
yeah.
Man, I like that. I like what you're saying. That the point is, if the house comes out, and things, it's not as nice as your paint or your drawing, that's a fail for you, right? Like you lose out. It's like you only got the transaction. But in terms of, everything else, the relationship, the additional value from referrals, like who was the architecture, who designed this, it's not going to happen because, and I like that, man. We need to actually, whatever we are doing, like we need to look at the entire value chain and not just focus on that component that we are providing. Otherwise we're shortchanging ourselves. We become more transactional as opposed to relational. So man, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. But before I go into the next point, I just want to give a shout out to Zunani, Nelisa, Moyoyo, Mayoyo, who's everyone who's liking the live, guys. Let's like the live. You can just tap your screens as many times as as you want, as you like. TikTok doesn't stop you. So that, guys, that's how we meet people out at birthday parties, because the more you tap on your screen, the more TikTok shows this to other people, the more people are helped by these lives. And yeah, Billy, thank you for the likes. Just you use a 5385 Fiona, career coach. Thank you for the likes as well, guys. Just like the live, just tap your screens as many times as you want. TikTok doesn't stop you. CP, Faith, Letabo. Let's share the live as well, guys. Much love to you guys. Pumlani, thank you for the likes. Hey, Nomtandazo, you're on 22,500 on this account you're using here. Nomtandazo Ndaba times 2. It's on 22. That's the one I was talking about. That's what I saw. But maybe O Academy, it's also coming up. But much love to you. Much love to you. So bro, one thing we talked about earlier on is the issue of low overheads, which, man, this is an issue where I feel like most small businesses, we actually cripple ourselves before we actually start, right? That's what I feel, right? That most small businesses, and you mentioned that in terms of overheads. Can
Yeah.
you what are your thoughts on that? Have you, and your experiences, have you seen other guys as well maybe have crippled themselves because of overheads? And your personal journey, how has these low overheads helped you throughout the years?
Look, I think for us, it has helped us a lot, because of being architects, right? We automatically are professionals.
Mm,
So you don't qualify as a small business or as a startup or whatever, you know. Automatically, you are just the same as Marian Roberts or whatever, all those guys, you know. That's where you sit. So by us not having be doing most of our stuff virtually, I mean, my stuff guys, one is in Plettenberg Bay, one is in Durban, and one is in Bronkhorstspruit. It's a matter of doing everything online and having systems that can work for you online. We've got clouds and all those things that you can store everything. So you don't need literally physical spaces where you've got a huge office, of which, look, it's got its ups and downs, because like I said, people want to come in, have coffee, cappuccino, and all those things. I can't do that with them, then, which means we have to meet in a restaurant and all those things. So once with our overheads is that I don't have rental to pay, I don't have water and lights, So with that scenario, it has helped us a lot, and it got us to a point where, in terms of, income, is that I don't have to consider rental. So, which means most of my money, it's more on the technological things. That's what I spend on. I spend just on technological things like your laptops, making sure that my cloud is up to date, making sure that the guys have Wi-Fi wherever they are, and etc. So that's what I pay for every month, and you can imagine that's very low in comparison to a company that has a building sitting there and etc. You know, not to say that I'm not
wow, man.
looking to venture out, most probably into an office. I'm sure it's something that everyone or client would say, "Oh wow, you ventured into an office, awesome." But I've got a friend of mine. He's just relocated his office, and he's gone now to a much more posh office, and I feel that it's it's. I think he was fine where he was, but because of you need to attract certain type of clients, then you also force yourself to upgrade to a certain level. But it doesn't really say that those clients will come. It's
Mm,
just it's a matter of doing all those things by faith, if I can put it that. You take the risk and you put yourself out there, and that's what he's done. Whether he will see his returns, that's a different story. But at this point in time, he's not really in a space where he's comfortable. He's breathing comfortably. He's yeah. So that's.
mm. So Derek is asking, is he charging more now?
Am I charging more now on which regards?
No, no, I'm saying the guy who moved to the more posher offices, that is he charging more now?
Oh. I haven't seen his quotes. I've actually asked him to quote me on one project, so I'll see whether he's charging more. But I hope he is.
Mm,
So yeah, I hope he is, because with that move, he's got more staff now as well. So I'm hoping that he is charging more.
mm. So I think that's the thing, right? What's the balance? Because obviously, what he's trying to do is to look more professional, right?
Yeah.
That's not even more professional per se, but I think it's more like to look more high end, right? What he's saying is that I'm trying to attract high end clients. Therefore, I'm going to move to these offices. I'm going to move in Santon. I'm going to do whatever so that I can be associated with that sort of thing. However, it's just saying that, man, it's a fine balance because you don't want to choke yourself, right? Because the overheads are overheads, guys. Overheads really, if there are alternatives or unless they serve really, a purpose, whether it's prestige, but that prestige you really need to know how to calculate it and to really see what returns you're actually getting. I think you end up like in a mess. However, there are also alternatives these days, right? You actually find that you can get a place such as a Spaces, for example, whereby you can mix it up. Maybe you can get a hot desk whereby you sit, so they give you the address. Then, if you really have got those sort of clients who want to come and see you, come and see where are you guys and whatever it is, you end up renting a boardroom, right? A once-off cost for a boardroom. I think they'll probably charge you maybe 800 rands an hour or something like that. Maybe you can get some cheaper, but there are ways that you can solve it. If really you're in an industry where people want to see where are you, if your clients really want to see where are you and the likes. But as you are saying, with COVID, I think people are now used to it, man. People are used to virtual consultations. We ourselves in the labor law space, we always give the option of, hey, okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to come? We now actually use it as part of our closing in our sales to say, hey, I've got two options for you. Either you can come to offices physically, or we can meet via Zoom, Skype, or Teams. They like Teams because Teams, I think, is used in the big companies. They're like, Teams,
Yeah.
People love that convenience. Then you can, but I think you need to get comfortable with it. But for you as well, not having offices per se, how have you dealt with the trust element? Because I've got another friend of mine who's an attorney, and sometimes that's her challenge to say some clients want to come and say, "I want to see where you are," but she's using that model I've said in terms of the hot desk or a virtual office, but she just hires boardrooms. But I tell her, hey man, don't do this boardroom stuff too much, especially when you're starting, because I mean that's $800 you
Yeah.
can put back in your business and focus on technologies, tools that you can use, billing tools, all these technologies that you can use. So how have you sort of built that trust?
That's a good one, hey? That's a good one. I've actually, I don't know how have I done it.
It's been natural,
It's
organic.
it, it's what it's been one of those things where I'm very straightforward with my clients.
Mm,
I don't really sort of dilly dally around to say ish, I'm very straightforward with them. This is who we are, this is how we function, this is how we do our things. We've got references that we can give you to speak to, but you know I've never really have to sort of like say to a client, "Ish, I'm sorry, but we've got offices somewhere, but we don't really." Yeah, I've never had to do that. I've
well,
always
it's like
been
a wow. Uh-huh.
yeah, I've always, because I've thought about the whole thing of doing small like spaces type of offices,
Arrangements.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
arrangements, and but I've never had clients who have actually forced me or required it that much to a point where I've like, okay, fine, let's meet at spaces or something like that, and like I said, most people that um, require their services, they've got jobs. So Monday to Friday, that person is going to work, and their only availability probably is on the weekend or after hours.
Mm,
So I've never found myself in a position where, if maybe say the client is available during the week, then I would
mm,
say let's meet. Where are you comfortable with meeting, and then I'll come there and meet, Then comes in the call out fee to say, fine, I'm coming to you. So then, let's meet at your place or on site, and you can show me whatever you've got. Because either way, I still need to go to site for me to understand, the settings and all those things. So most of the times, if the clients are very close by, then that's what we do. If the clients are like Durban and all those things, then we usually use Zoom, and from there, everything else I can see from the internet in terms of the site, location, and we get all that information online, and yeah, things are sorted.
wow, man.
So the internet has really worked for us to our advantage in terms of at this moment pushing. But I mean, one has to look at what do we want as a company. Do we want to, how do we see the growth going or continuing in this space? Do we see ourselves much bigger than this, or is that how it's going to be? We're just going to remain on autopilot for however long, which is not the vision of this whole thing, of the company. So which means then at some point we will have to look into how do we then now get ourselves in a space where we are much more noticeable, and we've anchored ourselves in an environment where we can be much more attractive to even much more bigger clients overseas and etc.
Wow, man, that's amazing. That's amazing. We spoke about your talent, the talent which is in your company. Guys in Plettenberg Bay, Bronkhorstspruit, Durban, and the likes, which is one of the great advantages in terms of having the capability to run a virtual operation. Is in terms of attracting the best talent wherever they are, which is quite amazing. And guys, man, I think we need to really open our minds, right? Open our minds, think bigger. Right now, I think I've got 4 people in my circle right now who are working virtually for American companies. It's crazy. Like, and I heard Jack Ma say this. Jack Ma said that the internet is such a game changer. The internet will remove like barriers, prejudices, gender, nationality, locality. And I didn't understand what he meant. He was just saying there'll be a time whereby people want to know, can you do the work, and they don't care where you're sitting. And I'm seeing it now, man. I've got friends who are working for American law firms. One guy is in Zimbabwe. Some guys are here. You know, it's absolutely crazy, man. I've never. It's amazing, and it's all sorts of industries, wedding venues, um, to personal development, and these guys are earning US dollars, man. It's crazy, man. And we're always laughing now that they are so Letuba. We're not talking about a specific business. Happy Cam Architecture. They are they're in the architectural space. They're architects. But what we are talking about is how to start. So it's a broader conversation we have today, not a specific industry. That's what we are talking about today. So it's amazing. And we were laughing how their salaries are increasing every month, with the rent. Sometimes it's like, 36,000. Tomorrow it's like 40,000. It's like, dude, I don't know. Like, my salary just increased. I got a bigger paycheck because of the rates. But all I'm just saying is, it's important, to just open our minds to say that, hey, you can't, if you're going to start hiring or working with people, that we have to be in the same space. No, you don't have to be in the same space, but obviously it comes with the challenge of how do you then manage the performance of people when they are sitting in a different province from you and you're not sitting together. How do you develop culture, in a more, effective way, an efficient way, whereby you can pass that DNA of CAM architecture, to the people you're working with. How has that journey been, and what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, sorry, I'm just gonna. So you mentioned also, I mean, something like salaries. When you are in that space, your guys don't really have a lot to, like, when it comes to traveling to the office and all those things. So they spend less, and like what I do, like I said, I also make sure that they've got Wi-Fi and all those things. So basically I've equipped them with everything that they need in order to work from home. I mean, with load shedding, I've bought inverters, UPSs, just so that the work is safe. But in order to create a culture, we try by all means that there is constant communication, constant communication via that we have Zoom meetings every week. If that week we didn't have such a busy week, then we make sure that at least once a month there is a meeting. So there has to be a meeting just to check on everyone and see how everyone is doing, even if we don't discuss the business side of things. But We have to discuss, how everyone is doing. How's the environment where you are working? Because for them, I'm trying to create a space where they can work and be more productive, and that doesn't inconvenience me. Because for me, on my side, I get clients requesting work, and I need to say to him, "Hey, this client is asking for this. Can you deliver?" And I need to know that when I ask them for that, they can deliver, and I just send it off to the client. So you have to have people that, I guess at the end of the day, it's all about vision as well. You have to have people that understand your vision or what you are trying to establish, and people who are also hungry, as you are. Wanting to see this thing functioning or becoming a success. So it does get difficult because you find those people that they finish the one project and they just sit and do nothing. So you have to constantly be okay. So you've just delivered this. What are you busy with right now? So we've got a WhatsApp group as well that one would say, okay, fine. This is what I'm doing this week, and this is how far I am. And I can also have an idea to say, okay, fine. This is where they are. It should take them this much to finish this amount of work, and then I can constantly do my follow-ups to say, how are things going? Is there any issues? And do presentations to clients, come back, report back. So it doesn't mean that because people are not there with you, you will also be sitting and doing nothing. There's that thing where you have to sort of be hands-on a little bit, create a space where there's constant communication, and they don't feel that they can't communicate with you and vice versa. So I've got an open platform where I communicate with them to say, hey guys, here's the week, here's the plans for the week, or possible deadlines for the week. Can we focus on them? Let's deliver, etc., etc. So yeah, that's how we do it.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I see some requests, guys. We're going to accept your request shortly. But anyway, Tunani, thank you for the likes. Princess Angel Noxy, thank you for the likes. Guys, let's like the live. Let's share the live. You can tap your screens as many times as you want. TikTok doesn't stop you, but it just allows us to grow for other people to also catch on this conversation, to hear about what we're doing here, hear about what you guys share, right? So let's get that going. Nomtandazo, thank you for the likes. Pabilicious, thank you for the likes. Noxy, we are talking about how to start your business effectively. Just hearing the journey of CAM Architecture. They've been in business based in Centurion. They've been in business for the past 5 years. So that's what we are talking about today. Tokozile, thank you for the likes. Angel as well. Thank you for the likes. So I think one of the biggest things, there must be some people here like who are in the same position you were 2017. You want to start something of your own. You're still working for someone else. You want to start like a side hustle, and grow it over time, which is what you've been doing for the past 5 years. And I mean, it's evident the work is there. I see. I mean, you guys, your Instagram is popping. You guys are doing the work, man. You guys are, what sort of clients do you have now? What have been your most like the different variety of clients that you've done work for?
So we've done some warehousing as in Boksburg. The same client, we're doing now a warehouse in Durban, and then we've got estate residentials. So you've got your Blue Valleys that we've done. We've got some stuff in Polokwane, Eagle Crest, and then there's one of our biggest clients is the fuel stations. The fuel station. He owns his own brand of fuel.
Is it the Namek one? This one?
Dynamic one, yes, yes.
Okay, let's see. What's great?
So
This one. Wow.
his vision is to also have, I think, 40 to 50 of those across the country. So right now we are running at number 5, and yeah, pushing, you know. So that's one of our biggest guys who are keeping us afloat. And I mean, like I said, for this guy to even trust us with such big stuff, and we are just virtual, you know, it's something else. But I think our work that we've done before spoke on our behalf in terms of, okay, no, you guys are doing good work, so do you wanna, let's do business. So yeah, we did a house for him in Magaliesberg, I think. But yeah, he ended up selling that one. So yeah,
No, amazing,
that
amazing. Hey guys, I know you've got the nice. I also saw like salons as well.
yeah. So seeing that the industry is all about visuals, most people can't see 2D, in terms of the plan. Most people can't read it, so we also into visual presentations. So the salon, the client came through and said, listen, I just bought this place. They're developing, well, where is it again? It's a complex, shopping complex. So he wanted to open it there, and he wanted visual to see how this thing is going to look. Also, but for the developer as well to see how it's going to look. So we
I
had
see Jago Creek Corner.
yeah, yes. So we had to do the interior design for him, in terms
Wow,
of the
this is
look
nice.
and feel. Yeah, I actually visited him 3 weeks ago. Got my haircut there for free. So yeah.
Those are the packs, right?
Yeah, but no, I mean, for me, it's those things. Once the project is done, I have to go and support my clients as well. In the things that they're doing, I can't just now, like the fuel station, and I just go past it and I never visit it, and do business with them. So I always follow up on my clients, and I want to create a space where there's continuation and consistency in what we do. So yeah, that's my passion. I like that much more than just producing what I produce. I always try and make sure that there's a relationship, there's follow-ups, and that way I feel that the you make the circle bigger, if I can put it, because then that person will share your contacts with the next person, and the next thing you've met some incredible people, that you never thought you would meet. So that for me is always key. It's not about finishing the project and just saying, okay, no, shut, bye, thanks for the money. I will still follow up and say, are you still happy with what you've got, or do you feel that you might need an upgrade, or something. So it's always that.
Wow, man, that's amazing. That's amazing, man. And I see some of my people here on the chat. You know, Yaya here want to start coffee shops and the likes, man. Architecture, that's your firm, man. Go there. They can do some 3D designs on how your coffee shop can look like, and guys who I want to get, so it's various businesses. So whatever businesses you want to start, if it's constructing, you want to see how it looks like, hook up with Cam Architecture. I'm gonna post their contacts in our WhatsApp group. So guys, join our WhatsApp groups. The link is in the bio as well. So you might as well do that now. And also, guys, you might not be staying in Blue Valley right now, but if that's like your sort of vision, go check out their Instagram page, man. We always encourage you guys, or all of us, to dream bigger, right? So go check out what they've done. It's like, okay, I want to stay in a house like this. And you can visualize, man, and say, okay, wow, it can look like this inside. This is what these guys are good at, right? This is what they do. So go check out their Instagram page. I'm gonna post it in our WhatsApp group so that you guys can follow them. So anyway, so the question I wanted to ask someone who's looking to transition where you were, okay, why entrepreneurship? It's the first question. Why do you even consider, you know, entrepreneurship? Why did you just not? I'm sure you are an excellent guy. I see what your work you've done. Why did you just push in these companies, man, and try to reach the top, man? Yo, check out what they've done in Blue Valley there, guys. Guys, just open, just have like dream big, man. Visualize, you know what I'm trying to say. Go check
Uh,
out Cam Architecture.
I think so. One of the things that I think I can go back to why I studied. I actually wanted to do civil, but I didn't know that there was something called architecture until I bumped into it, and I fell in love with it. And but on a, quickly enough, I realized that this is something that I would enjoy as a hobby,
Mm,
you know, and I don't want it to be such a strain on me because it can be because of how demanding it is. You get ridiculous deadlines and all those things. So it can be quite a straining thing. So I wanted it to be much more of a fun thing that I enjoy doing. And even if I was to venture out into something different, I can still come back and do it or do it as and when I want to do it. So I wanted to entrepreneurship, I wanted to be in control of
mm,
how far I can expand myself because under someone's wing, I'm still limited to the level of ceiling that they put me at or to where they vision me to say, no, this guy, he can only go this far or this is how we see, so I'm controlled by that. Um, but being on that side of being on my own, then I'm able to say, I am my own challenge. I am my own
it's you versus you.
stumbling block. It's
Eh?
me
It's
versus
you
me.
versus
So
you.
if I feel that I want to go do a multi-story whatever, then which means that's my challenge and vision, and I put a target to it and say by when do I want to see this happening, and and you push that and see how far that can go. But you will be setting the milestones for yourself to say, as much as I didn't get to do the 20 stories, but at least I got to do five,
Mm,
and you work from there and work from there. So, and again, I feel this industry is all about creating relationships with people. You need to be a people's person. You don't have to be like a one-man island. You won't really find yourself going far because being able to link up with people, you get to learn a lot more. And from that, you can implement all those things into your space, your environment, and the benefits of that are much great. So for me, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be my own ceiling. To be my own, yeah, to see how far I can get.
wow, that's amazing, man. So tell us in terms of as much as we don't want to be limited by people, but I like what you said that you're a sponge. So what were the greatest lessons you learned from other people, working for other people? So there is a place for that, a very important place for working for someone else, which I would like, people to, especially the young people. I was also in that boat after varsity. You want to be your own man, you want to do all these things. But even with you can start, but also you can have 10, your mindset, it's about mindset. You can be 10 years in a company but
Yes.
still have a mindset where you feel that I should be doing my own thing. There's no point in being in these companies and all these things. What have been your greatest lessons working for other people, and why would you encourage, and or would you, it's the question, encourage others to say, is there any benefit for working for other people?
Look, there's a lot of benefits for working for other people because I mean you get it depends on how do I put it? Your attitude when you are in a space of an office determines what you're
Mm,
going to learn in that space. So if your attitude is all about I'm here to work and that's it, I'm only indebted to your 8 hours and I'm cool. Yes, some employers do take advantage and all those things, but it's all about you yourself. Why are you there? Are you there to grow? Because remember, the struggles that we face most of the times is that there's always the struggle of experience. Do you have the
mm,
experience and the knowledge to do one, two, three, four? So with being in an office is that you get to understand the dynamics of running an office. You get to understand the dynamics of clients in terms of there's not there will always be that one client that's not straightforward. There will
mm,
always be a catch in terms of how do you to really maneuver behind all those things. They are so I always say being in an office, it's a good thing because you get to learn a lot of how to function, how they did it, you know. But it, like I said, it depends on your attitude when you go into that space to say, why are you in this space? Are you coming in to learn and understand the functionalities of how they are doing it, or how they did it, or how they got this far? Or are you just there to say, yeah, I'm just here to draw the lines and then I'm out. Peace, people.
mm,
You know? So that for me is some of the things that I learned. Like I said, some of the marketing things that I'm now implementing, I got to learn from here.
mm,
I got to learn that, mostly, sorry, I've got nothing against tenders and all those things, but I got to learn that private is way to go. Tenders, it's something that you do as and when it requires you, but that shouldn't be your focus, because you just don't know when you're going to be paid. You just don't know what's going to happen. So that for me was also one of the big things to say, okay, yes, most people say, yeah, you're black and young and you've got the advantages, but I think the private sector has a lot more opportunities,
mm,
and it's got a lot more, what do you call it? Greater things that you can do. The spec in that private sector is broad, if I can put it that way, in comparison to the public side of things, where I mean they even give you a template to say this is the template that we use that and we'll pay you. You know what I mean?
mm,
So the lessons in there are much lesser. You've got less complications, and for me, I'm all about problem solving and all those things, and I enjoy that. And so challenges mean problem solving, and yeah, so those are my things. So for anyone who wants to start immediately, yes, you can do it. You can do it. For me, I don't think, when you study architecture and you want to go ahead immediately and jump into it, you can do it. You just need to believe in yourself. I've seen people who have done it before. There's always that thing that we doubt ourselves, and that's the problem, because
mm,
I wouldn't know if I had done it immediately after I finished varsity, where I would be right now. But maybe that was my journey. My journey needed to start in that way that I've started it now, in order to be where I am right now, you know, in comparison to somebody who felt that, you know what, I'm not going to be good being an employee, so I might as well just start my own thing, which,
Yeah.
yeah, some people do.
Wow, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. Hey, Mafete, thank you for the likes. Nomtandazo, thank you for the likes. Tandeka, Kitty, thank you for the likes. Much love to you guys. OZM, thank you for the likes out in Lusaka, Zambia. Noxy, thank you for the likes as well. So I'm gonna accept some requests now. But before we do, what have been your biggest challenges in this entrepreneurial journey, and how have you handled them?
My biggest challenge.
Or challenges?
I think the biggest challenge is people catching your fire or
Mm,
your vision.
mm,
You know, that has been my biggest challenge. Being in a space where you need to sort of sell your or the people that you're working with,
mm.
getting to sell your vision to them so that they run with that vision as well. That has been one of the biggest challenge because you find a person who's just their mindset are more of just wanting to be employed, and I just want to do my work and done, and then that's it. There's no over and
Mm.
above, you know. Um, and yeah, that has been one of the biggest thing, you know, getting people to actually understand what you want and what you're trying to achieve in a business. Really, yeah.
Wow, man. No, that comes with the territory. That comes with the territory. So, but we keep going. We keep going.
Yeah, yeah. No, you keep going and hope that eventually they'll catch that fire. Obviously, you try different things, you know, different approaches, just so that you can see whether can these people really catch this thing or not. And if they don't, unfortunately, you have to just let them go because it's very important to have the right people behind you. Um, Qualified, proper people behind you, because those people are your only strength, and those are that's the engine of your function. And if that doesn't gel together and just doesn't, then yeah, it's gonna be a problem. Because you find a person who you say, listen, I've got a deadline by Tuesday, and Tuesday you're like, hey, what's happening? And then they start telling you, I had load shedding and 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're like thinking, come on, we've got ESCOM's what that can tell you you've got load shedding on these days and these days. So which means you must work around those times, you know. But those are the dynamics of being an entrepreneur, is that you'll get people who will come with excuses than, you know, having solutions to what's going to happen. So yeah, those are those are the problems. So getting the right people behind you who can really push what your vision is very important.
Chem Architecture, thank you for joining us. CPG, thank you for the likes. Pax King, um, Chem Architecture, happy. We're gonna have to sort out your username, bro. Gonna get that profile now. I mean, there's no more reason why not. Any last words, bro? Thank you for joining us. Happy. Thank you for taking your time to just join us today. Do you have any last words, man, for someone who's in just started a business, thinking of starting a business? You know, someone who's just in you know, who's just doing the day-to-day entrepreneurship thing.
Yeah, look, thanks for the invite. Really appreciate it, even though like it was a quick one. We just met and you just threw me in the bus. But
We're ever
I think,
ready.
yeah, no, we have to be ever ready. So I think for me, one thing that you mentioned before you accepted Unox was that you spoke about a mentor. You know, it's always good to have someone to answer to, of which it's a sad case because it's not always easy to find the right mentor. Looking at myself, I mean, I've been looking for one, and I remember someone saying to me, you know what, forget about the mentor. They'll find you on your way, you know,
Mm,
and which is very important thing that whatever you want to do, start doing it, and whatever things that needs to come into place, they'll find you on the way. You know, we want to get everything perfect and ready, and then we want to start. It's the same as I need money to start this, but what else can you do that doesn't require money? There
mm,
are certain things that you might be able to do without you actually having to have money, and when the money comes, you are already ready and you know to get going. So people must just not there's always that thing of people using I don't have funding, I don't have this and all those things, you know. Yes, it is the reality of how things are, but I mean, for me, I didn't need to have money. I just needed to find a client, or I
mm,
just needed to find somebody who's willing to trust me,
mm,
you know. And that's what it is. It's about creating a platform for yourself where you create, where you prepare yourself that when the time comes for people to utilize your services, you are ready, and not when people come and ask about this, you're like, oh, actually, I can do this, but let me go and get this ready and get this ready and get this ready, you know. So those are some of the important things that, you know, one has to do. Um, and yeah, start now. Don't wait for whenever. Just do it. You know, start, um, and things will fall into place. You know,
you
start,
know,
have a
def
vision, and keep pushing.
You know, definitely, definitely. No, thanks again, man. Thanks again, guys. Please follow Cam Architecture on Instagram. I'm gonna post their link there in our WhatsApp group. If you're not part of our WhatsApp group, please join our WhatsApp group, guys. We've got you know, it's a big family. So join our WhatsApp group so that you can know when we go live, who we're going live with. You don't have to worry about a lot of people posting messages because I know you already have family WhatsApp groups doing that, but only admins can post. So you don't have to worry about that. Join our Facebook group so that you can advertise your businesses as well. So I'm gonna post the link to their Instagram. Go check it out. Be inspired, man. If you guys are thinking of businesses, as they say, no salons, you know, you need to design these things, guys. You need to have a proper architecture to come there, you know, and show you how it can look like in 3D. And man, that's amazing, Noxy. Thank you for joining us, guys. Join our WhatsApp group. The link is in the bio. Let's do this again tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow we are talking about the logistics industry, coal transportation, all those things. That's what we're talking about tomorrow. So we've got some people going to talk about that tomorrow. So if you want to hear about that, come through tomorrow. Join our WhatsApp group, guys. The link is in the bio. Sizeka, just go on to my link tree in my bio, and you can click there. It's got options: the WhatsApp group, YouTube, you know, Facebook group. Join Facebook group, guys, and advertise your business. Join over 190 entrepreneurs there. You never know when your next deal is going to come from and who's going to be inspired by what they're doing. So, guys, anyway, much love. Thank you. Happy. Thank you very much. Much love to you guys. Have an awesome day, guys. Remember, our dreams are valid. Let's keep pushing. Um, you know, got like 53 days left until the end of the year. Where do you want to be in 2023? Let's set the foundations right now, guys. Start thinking about it. Start doing something. You might not be able to change the world, you know, in 53 days, but at least you can start now in terms of your mindset and just getting the right people around you and all these things. So, guys, thank you very much. Much love to you guys. Cheers. Bye bye. Thank you very much.